Dr. Cavan, there is, with diabetes rates rising globally, there is still misunderstanding in the general public about diabetes. Most of the time people confuse, they don't know the difference between type 2 diabetes and type 1 diabetes. And why don't we clarify that for anyone who doesn't have a background in diabetes but interested in sort of improving their health? Let's just clarify the difference between type 2 and type 1. I do wish they were called something different, completely different. They were given different names.
Yeah, and I empathize with that completely, because what they have in common is they both are called diabetes, and they both have conditions where the blood sugar level is too high. Apart from that, they are hugely different. So let's take type 1 diabetes first of all. Type 1 diabetes is a condition where the body is no longer able to produce insulin. So there is a lack of insulin. Insulin is the hormone that regulates blood sugar levels. And if you have no insulin, then you become very seriously ill. So anyone with type 1 diabetes needs insulin treatments lifelong at the moment. That's the way it's managed. Now, it is an autoimmune disease. That means it arises because the body's immune system has attacked the cells that produce insulin. It's got nothing to do with lifestyle, with being overweight, with being inactive or anything at all. It is purely, if you like, a result of luck or bad luck that your body is in some way triggered to attack those cells, which means you no longer have insulin. We see that with a number of other hormone deficiencies as well. Thyroid deficiency, for example, is really quite common. A similar process, the body's immune system attacks the cells that produce thyroid hormone. But there the similarity ends, because with thyroid deficiency, you just need to take a tablet every day, and that replaces it. As anyone with type 1 diabetes knows, management of insulin and replacing insulin is far, far more complex. So that's type 1 diabetes. In the UK, it accounts for probably 5 to 10% of all people with diabetes. So it is very much the majority in terms of numbers. Okay. And that's because in the last 20-25 years, there's been a massive explosion in numbers of people with type 2 diabetes. And globally, probably well over 95% of everyone with diabetes has type 2 diabetes. So we have this massive, massive issue in every country all around the world, where numbers of people with type 2 diabetes is increasing at alarming rates. It's hitting the headlines, it's putting pressure on health services and health systems. And so there's a lot of publicity about it. Now, type 2 diabetes is also a condition where the blood sugar level is high. But unlike type 1 diabetes, it's not because of lack of insulin. It's because the body cannot use its own insulin effectively. And that's as a result of modern day lifestyles. And so typically type 2 diabetes occurs in people who've gained weight, either because they have it's what has become an unhealthy diet, or they are physically less active, or both. And quite understandably, people with type 1 diabetes feel very upset if someone says to them, well, it's your fault, you've got the diabetes, or you shouldn't be eating that, that's why you've got diabetes, you shouldn't eat sugar, and so on and so forth. So they are very, very different conditions. But in saying that, I would also emphasize that I really don't want anyone to look at someone with type 2 diabetes and blame them for their condition, because all of us, wherever we live, our diet and our lifestyles is dictated by the food that is around us. And what has changed in the last 20 to 30 years is not our genetics. No, so, there's nothing in our genes that's made us more likely to get diabetes, type 2 diabetes. What's changed is the fact that we are surrounded by very unhealthy, very cheap, very hyper-palatable, it's called. The food industry makes these products very, very tasty, so we want more of them. And it's a combination of that excess of unhealthy food and the fact that we do everything sitting down now. So even 10 years ago, for us to have this conversation, or for all your viewers to have to watch it, we'd all have to travel to a meeting room and we'd do it live. Now we can do everything from our computers. That is affecting also how our metabolism increases the risk of developing diabetes.
Thank you for clarifying that, and hopefully that will clear some of the misunderstanding that people have about the two conditions.